Ooh, what's that? Hey there everyone, this is Raocow, and this is just a little bit of a sort of an address thing, something words. Basically just a little heads up on what's going on with the whole maglx2 contest, as you can probably tell by the title of this video, probably. Because, you know, I figured, although there's been, like, regular updates and whatnot on the Talk House, not everyone will go and check there. Especially given the amount of people who tend to post around compared to the amount of people who submitted stuff. So I figured I'd just send out one big global announcement of where we're going and when to expect things. So, just to put that into context, there were a total of 272 levels submitted for a Make a Good Level Contest X2, as well as 31 bosses submitted for the Make a Fun Awesome Boss Contest, which creates a total of like 300 and something warps, like basically one giant mega game. Horikawa has finished, as of yesterday, judging everything but one last MAFAB, basically, applicant, so that's pretty good. The other judges are not quite done yet, however that's kind of to be expected, because I believe Horikawa wants, like always, to judge a level first before submitting it to the other judges. Now, I think they're like at around 140-ish each, which doesn't seem like a lot, except you need to consider that that number is still larger than the total amount of submission of maglx the first. So, you know, you gotta leave them time to do a good job, because you gotta judge everything, you know, and also make a comment for everything, and it's a lot of work, but they're being diligent, and it is good. It is going, basically. Also of note, I suppose, like, I don't know, like there's a huge, like, it's amazing the amount of work going into this. It's like, it's gonna be by far once this is released, one of the largest games ever in terms of sheer raw, like, superficie, you know? It's the sheer area of play stuff, just in terms of number of levels and the size are probably gonna be. It's gonna be, like, huge. It's like, it's big enough that, okay, so for people who don't know this, it's actually not gonna be one Super Mario Bros. X episode, but two. So that the HUD is able to actually be able to hold enough necessary warps. However, they're going to be using Luna to make the game remember, between those two episodes, the total amount of stars you got. That sounded pretty crazy when I heard about that at first, until I remembered how Super Demo Sisters remembered my demo count from A2XT. So, okay, that's gonna happen, apparently. It's pretty exciting. Also, by the way, yeah, so the HUD made by Will Hart has been working on this diligently. Actually, Will Hart apparently is done with his two hubs. Like, they're all constructing everything, except maybe for, like, post-game stuff, but I think that his part is done. So all that we need to do, basically, like, all that's left to be done is for the rest of the judging to happen, for everything, like, basically to be the warps to be set up in the hub itself once there's an order for levels, and a few post-game surprises that Horikawa says she needs to finish with some people. So that's where we are at this moment. This is just getting like this super huge, ridiculous thing. We're expecting, well, they're aiming for a late June release, in Horikawa's word here, sometimes after June the 20th. So, if everything goes well, in under a month, we'll be ready for something that should probably be fairly spectacular. Actually, just one last thing here of note that Horikawa wanted me to point out. So, like, the first 1/6 of the levels are either trolly, bumpy, or boring, which is to be expected. But apparently the last 1/4, and you know, a fourth of 270 is a huge number, is some of the best Super Mario Bros. X will ever see. So I am like thinking about the sheer numbers here. We're talking about basically the size of a full game of Amazement. I think that's gonna be like I'm honestly getting really excited. Also interesting, if you ever want to go on the thread of Talkhouse, there's a breakdown of how many people use different aspects of Lua and Luna and Cinema X and all the different extra tools that exist now. And I think it's pretty interesting how much Cinema X as a platform is expanding kind of like in interesting ways after Reddit basically stopped. I just think that's pretty fascinating. But yeah, so yeah, just a little heads up of what's going on, when to expect what, and yeah, this is raocow, and see y'all somewhere in a month. Because you're not watching anything else, apparently. I don't know. I didn't script this.